Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. 40 minutes in the air, private flight to Vegas. I'm smoking Baccarat, I'm at the Baccarat table. Maybach SUV, you know that thing came with cable. And I park it on the grass, it came with picnic tables. And my car too futuristic, I can't even valet. Plus they make them overseas, so it's hard to sound. I promise it's hard to pronounce. Certain flavors keep multiple ounces. Trap house got multiple houses. 2 zips to the exotic 1,000. And I keep some exotic around me. Can't lie, I'm kinda drowsy. Wake up in high-rise housing. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Multi-million dollars on a piece of paper. Sign my name is mine, but what's the stipulation? Yeah, the condominium, but yep, the mansion's maker. I'm so luxurious, my new rock got an elevator. I got people in Paris, France that owe me some favors. Don't make me make that call, I just might violate you. The pack that I just got, it tastes like 9 later. Yeah, smoking certain flavors, women in assorted flavors. This Neapolitan, politicking at the Cosmopolitan. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Yeah, the mansion maker. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. The women just came in and they short of flavors. I keep certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. 40 minutes in the air, private flight to Vegas. I'm smoking Baccarat, I'm at the Baccarat table. Maybach SUV, you know that thing came with cable. And I park it on the grass, it came with picnic tables. And my car too futuristic, I can't even valet. Plus they make them overseas, so it's hard to sound. I promise it's hard to pronounce. Certain flavors keep multiple ounces. Trap house got multiple houses. 2 zips to the exotic 1,000. And I keep some exotic around me. Can't lie, I'm kinda drowsy. Wake up in high-rise housing. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Multi-million dollars on a piece of paper. Sign my name is mine, but what's the stipulation? Yeah, the condominium, but yep, the mansion's maker. I'm so luxurious, my new rock got an elevator. I got people in Paris, France that owe me some favors. Don't make me make that call, I just might violate you. The pack that I just got, it tastes like 9 later. Yeah, smoking certain flavors, women in assorted flavors. This Neapolitan, politicking at the Cosmopolitan. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Yeah, the mansion maker. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. The women just came in and they short of flavors. I keep certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. 40 minutes in the air, private flight to Vegas. I'm smoking baccarat, I'm at the baccarat table. Maybach SUV, you know that thing came with cable. In our pocket on the grass, it came with picnic tables. In my car too futuristic, I can't even valet. Plus they make them overseas, so it's hard to sound. I promise it's hard to pronounce. Certain flavors keep multiple ounces. Trap house got multiple houses. 2 zips to the exotic 1,000. And I keep some exotic around me. Can't lie, I'm kinda drowsy. Wake up in high-rise housing. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors.
What up? What's going on? Man, what a day today. What a day today. How is everybody feeling? We made it. We made it. We're here, broski. We made it today. We were a little late today, but we made it. So we switched up the look, the whole vibe. Yeah, buddy. Man, today was dope as fuck, dude. I cannot get over how dope Twitch is. Especially during all this COVID shit and all this stuff going on, man. Like, holy moly macaroni. Twitch is so dope, dude. I've been on Twitch, I feel like, since everybody told me to get on here for so long. For freaking a whole year now, people have been telling me to get on here, and I finally did. And I'm like, what the fuck did I wait for so long? So I hope you guys like the room. We switched up. We brought you in the A room. So I've been doing the stuff in the B room. It's like the little side studio production suite. But this is the actual studio. So, you know, we got the vocal booth. The B room's over there. There's like another room over here. It's just like a whole little creative atmosphere. I got art everywhere. And I figured I could show you guys my paintings, too, why I do these. I painted this little robot. This is one of my cool little guys. A TV goes in front of him, though. I should have brought the TV in. I painted a whole old TV, and then you turn it on the static, and there's like a rose coming out of the actual real TV. It's like a real TV set that I painted that goes with that painting. It's kind of cool, though, man. But, yeah, today, what are we doing? Let me get into it. Let me pour a little drink. Get a little drink of this little Sprite right here. Cheers. 2021. It's going to be an amazing year, you guys. Anything you want to do, you're going to be able to accomplish this year. Just stay positive, work hard, understand the world's changing, but not all change is bad. This is going to be good for everybody. You know what I mean? We're going to go into the future with a whole new perspective on everything. You know what I mean? We're going to embrace technology. We're going to accomplish all of our goals. We're going to band together. It's just going to be a good whole year, man. I can feel a really positive year going. And I'm Nick Joy, by the way. So I probably should introduce myself. I'm Nick Joy, 100 Million. I'm a record producer. I own 237 Music Group. And yeah, I've just been in the business for years, and I've been lurking. I've been lurking in the shadows, working with everybody. But, you know, I'm finally putting myself out there online. You know, I was a mix engineer. I was a recording engineer. I've owned studios. I've been a record producer, a songwriter. I just been filling all the little areas where I can keep it moving and stay creative. You know what I mean? So, and one of the things that I've been blessed with is to be with hundreds of recording artists in my career. And you know, there's something about making beats. Everybody makes beats nowadays, and it's dope as fuck. Some beats are dope as fuck. Some of these kids I have a son, he's 15, and he makes crazy ass beats, man. So like, people are making crazy beats, but why do artists pick beats? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the biggest producer in the world at all, but I've been in the actual industry here in Los Angeles for years, and I have a good amount of record placements. And why? You know what I mean? Like, because I hear beats all the time, and I never even knew I was dope until artists started picking my beats. You know what I mean? And I still like battle with that in my head. I just have been exposed to so many different types of cool and acceptable that it's just kind of like gets beat into your brain what actually works and doesn't work. And if, say, you're just making music and you're by yourself all the time, then it may be a longer journey to get to that understanding. You know what I mean? If you're in the room every day with Grammy nominated and Grammy winning producers and artists and writers, and that's your job, and which was my job for years, to sit there and record and arrange records and to mix, like fully mix for radio in one sitting. You know what I mean? So you get fast at things, and you either adapt or you die. That's the industry. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what this is with the fucking this whole online thing for me. It's adapting or dying. You know what I mean? You got to move with the stuff. You know? So, we're just gonna dive into why some beats get picked and some don't. You know, like having that. We undervalue ourselves so much as producers and creators, especially when you're in the industry. Like we see it every day. Since I was a kid, I've been focused on music, you know what I mean? And I was fortunate enough to find my way into the business. And then, you know, now I'm just I undervalue myself at times because it's the normal. I wake up every day and full time I get to make music. I get to write music. I get to produce. I get to have concepts and ideas for artists. That's my job. So like there's days when I definitely have to snap my brain and be like, holy shit, I'm living my dream right now. And I think that the education that you pick up along the way to get to that point in your career, because you could make beats for 20 years and never get to the point where you fully understand why an artist may choose a beat or a song. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's what my channel is going to focus in on the most. I'm going to niche that, because we can make I'm going to do cook-ups. I'm going to do Pro Tools mixes for you guys. I'm going to break open a bunch of records. I'm going to do a lot of stuff. But the common thing that's going to connect all the topics that we cover on this channel is that, you know, why? We're going to ask why all the time. Why does someone pick a beat? You can make something dope right now and have no clue that it could be the beat someone would pick, and you move on and you never even understand. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know where the mark is and you hit the mark at 20 minutes into making your record and then you go for another 3 hours, then shit, like you never even knew you missed the mark. You don't know what you don't know. You know what I mean? Like, dang. So, oh, hey, what up? Joe, what do we got? Oh, Gabbers, what up, baby girl? Come on. Come on. You know what? Let's give it up to Gabby. I almost have my sound effects hooked up today, but I was running late, and I'm have all my sound triggers hooked up on this MIDI piano, and I would have hit you some sound effects right now. But she actually inspired me to do this too. A lot of people have been telling me, but the other day she said something to me that impacted me deeply. Ugh. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to go through my whole resume, but I've been in the business for a while, you know, and I met Gabby and really liked her. And I don't be telling people that I do music. I'm not like a big, like, in-your-face kind of guy about anything that I've done or do, you know. And I mentioned, she asked me, what do you do for a living? And I was like, I do music. I'm a record producer. I own a record label. And I was an engineer and a mixer in the business for a while. And, you know, I'm doing my own thing now. And I'm kind of trying to build my brand in my record label and focus on the artists that I believe in. And she hit me with some truth. Sorry, excuse me. She goes, damn, I looked you up and I couldn't find a lot about you online, so I thought you must have not have been too serious. And I was like, oh my God! Burr, burr, burr. You guys, I've worked with my childhood heroes in my dreams, and I have records with millions of plays and huge, like some of my childhood idols, and I've been blessed to be in the business. And when she said that to me, I realized I failed myself at doing my job as putting myself out there. And I was like, oh my God, if I died tomorrow, nobody would know anything I've ever done. You know what I mean? Like, holy shit, it's important to leave that trail. That's what we're talking about too, is embracing the times, man. Like in the business, it used to be cool to hide. You hid. You didn't want to be like having a live stream. You didn't want to be all over your Instagram. You didn't want to be leasing beats and doing all that new stuff. Like it was, man, like I've been blessed to be in so many rooms that I just never put it out there. I was just in there working. I was doing my job, keeping my head down. And to be honest with you, that's what got me in 90% of those rooms is my sonics and just understanding and moving and being able to deliver fast and keeping up with the actual time in the industry and being cool. If you ain't fucking cool, no one wants to work with you. You could be the best in the world, but shit. All right, side tangent. Am I allowed to go on side tangents on the Twitch? I think I am. People be on here streaming for 4, 5, 6 hours. I don't have to talk fast. I do talk fast though. I'm in business. I keep it moving. Boom, but I can slow it down. You know, I can side tangent a little bit. So let's go ahead and get started. If I can find my mouth. That's some good ass wine, by the way. That's some sangria, product of Italy. Ooh! All right. So, you know what? Real quick, I'm still, every time it's getting a little better, the quality on the stream. But I'm battling one more thing. I just got to get one more thing. So today you're going to see my OBS when I switch over a couple times and stuff like that. So I'm sorry for that, you guys. But yeah, let's get it going. So here we go. Bingo. Let's kick that down. Let's shut that down. Can you guys see me okay? Everything's still good? Everything's still locked up? We still in there? All right, cool. So, yeah, we always talk about keeping it simple, and we are not going to change it now. Let's motherfucking dive in. The first thing we always do, you guys, what we've been doing is we just jump straight into the fucking drum set, man, because that's what motherfuckers want to know, what's going on with the drums. So we heard the record. I talked for like 45 minutes, so let's play the song again real fast, just to kind of refresh our ears.
That I just got, it tastes like 9 ladies. Yeah, smoking certain flavors, women assorted flavors. This Neapolitan, politicking at the Cosmopolitan. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors.
Yeah, buddy.
Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker.
Yeah. So we don't got to listen to the whole thing again, but man, that beat is dope as fuck. You know what happened? I actually got 2 on that project on Zoovie. We had BECKAM over here, and there was 3 other producers here, and we were just going crazy in each room. I went in the booth, shut the door, went in there, and cooked that beat up in like 10 minutes. It came out, and boom, we recorded that, threw it in Pro Tools, busted that down in literally another 15 minutes. You know, that record came out, and probably a whole collective of the beat and the recording all together was probably made in 40 minutes, like straight up. And then it came out, and it's out right now on his not most recent project, but it just came out on Zoovie. And then there's Zoovie 2. That is crazy, but we'll get into that too. But let's go ahead and talk about this beat, man. What is the tempo? 155. What's the key? E minor. You guys got to understand that tempo and key in the relationship that they have with each other is very important. It will have a direct fucking result on how your transients hit, how the low end smacks in a record. Just make sure. We're not going to get into that right now because we're doing a beat breakdown, not a motherfucking music fucking theory seminar. But yeah. So let's check these drums out. Let's go. You know what? I've been starting it just in the middle of the song. Let's go ahead and just jump from the fucking beginning of the song so I'm not acting like a crazy person. Let's see what's going on. You guys can hear just fine. Yeah, what do we got? What's the first drum that comes in, this little bad boy, this little puppy? We'll look at those in a second. Let's see what's going on here. Dude, nothing too crazy, nothing too special. To be honest with you, I probably liked how these hats sounded, and they were in a drum loop, and I just straight up EQ'd the shit out of it and took all the other frequency out except for just what I want. Is the plugin showing up today? Oh, my God. The plugin's not showing up. It was just showing up earlier. There it is. Okay. Thank gosh. Okay. So, man, that was why it took so long to get on the air today. I was trying to fix the OBS to show the fucking plug-in windows, you guys. Jeez, bear with me here. We're new to the stream world. But yeah, so honestly, I probably started with some sounds or something. So when I heard how these hats sounded in this loop, I was like, fuck. So instead of going and grabbing more hats and trying to recreate something I already heard that exactly worked, I just fucking grabbed it, threw it in, used it, trimmed it all the way up because I only need the high frequency in this frequency. In this sound, excuse me. So then what are we doing? We're just trimming it. We're cutting about. I always cut. I don't like things going over 20K in modern music. We're not doing dance music. We're doing music that's gonna be 100%. You're thinking about an artist, so you're making space and everything. You're kind of like, you're not going through and over treating every single sound. But you know what? Check it out. When you can mix your beats more than just doing a bunch of raw sounds and expecting a mix engineer to do it for you, you're going to get a lot more placements because that beat sonically is going to smack, man. I hear so many dope-ass beats and a terrible mix on it, and it doesn't get the opportunity of even getting played for more than 5 to 10 seconds. So make sure your shit sounds right. That's really, really important, you guys. And it's all super simple stuff. You notice I got one EQ on here. I liked how it sounded. It worked already. The people who are making these sounds and one-shots and samples and loops nowadays, they're pretty smart dudes, man. They got They got some good sonics, so you don't have to go recreate the damn wheel just to say you did something to something. You know what I mean? That's a big thing that a lot of young producers do, is they do extra shit. Why? Like, what are you doing? You didn't need to do anything. It sounded perfect when you started. You know what I mean? Like, oh, dude, thank you, Joe. This track is crazy, right? This one's all about certain flavors, man. It's about them exotics. So I can tell the story real quick. We had a bag right here, and homie busted out about 16, 17 different packs of the craziest exotic flavors you'd ever see, ever in your life. So we ain't going to go into detail, but holy shit, just say that night we made a record called Certain Flavors. Hey! All right. Man, I'm so blessed sometimes. I just get to be with the artist. So like I kind of get to understand what they like and what they don't like, you know what I mean? So this particular record, Beckham was here. I've been working with Beckham for like 2 years. I got 150 records on Beckham just by himself. You know what I mean? So I kind of know what he responds to as an artist at this point, and that's a good thing too. Let's talk about that shit. You guys, quit chasing one placement. Quit trying to look up. Quit staring up in the hierarchy of the business or your city and expecting people to reach down and grab you when you're not even networking right next to you. You know what I mean? Like, dude, the only reason I've been able to obtain the placements and the relationships that I have with the artists that I have is because I wasn't out chasing some crazy placement, dude. I was out literally working with who God and the universe was putting in front of me, and that would lead to the next person and lead to the next person, and it would be a more serious artist and a more serious artist. And next thing you know, I'm in the room with known artists, and next thing you know, like, holy shit, like, boom, you know what I mean? Like, I swear that's how it works. So you hear those phrases like network across, don't network up. That's a big thing, because then you could establish your relationship and be with that artist. Maybe you've been building your skill set now and you're so fucking dope, dude, and you have all these artists around you that are dope as shit too, but you're literally like disservicing yourself and them because you're chasing these unobtainable things that aren't in your peer circle yet. When you have these artists that are probably world-class artists right in your peer circle, you're just ignoring them. Just go hard, man. Spend a couple years with 1, 2, 3 artists, 4 artists, and it will change your entire life and it will change your entire career. I promise, dude. I swear on everything. That is some real shit. But let's keep it moving. I don't want to bore you. Yeah, just making room. Lovely little hat, right? Come on. What's the next little sounds we got? We just got some little drum racks. Let's check these little bad boys out. Yep, come on. Dude, I'm telling you. Look how simple it is, dude. That goes back to when you see dudes making sound packs, they know how to make the fucking sound. So you don't got to do a lot to it if it sounds good right off the jump. Just dial it in, level it out. And then what did I do to this? I put a soft clipper on it and a saturator, and I just fucking pushed it a little baby bit, and then it's getting touched on the drum bus later on, what we'll check out. And that's all I did to that channel. Come on, keep it simple. Keep it simple as fuck. If you're doing too much, you're doing too much. All right, let's see what else. The next sound. This gives it its bounce. This is that syncopated snare that's coming in. What do we got? We got this little bad boy right here, just on the threes. Ka-tink, 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 ka-tink. And then this one's doing the actual motherfucking, it's doing the movement. It's keeping the bounce going. And you look, we've accomplished the bounce in the whole song with these many elements. Because you don't need to add 50 fucking drum channels in your shit to make those drums pop. You know what I mean? No what's the thing? Ka-tink, ka-tink, ka-tunk. Real shit. No, Joe, we ain't got, Nightman. Nightbot. No Nightbot bands today. There we go. Come on, fuck that shit. I'm learning all the settings, man. These motherfucking kids come here. I need my son, bro. My son's 15. He probably know all this shit. Bing, 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 bing. Be able to dial it in for me in 14 seconds. Goodness. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's check it out. And you hear how those make a cool variation. What's this little guy? What's this little fella right here? Oh my goodness. That's the actual, like, okay, guys. That's the actual like weight in that snare. That's what the artist is gonna follow. The other shit is to keep your body moving. 1, 2, 3 sounds, 4 sounds, 5 sounds in the drums. That's it. That's all we got rocking so far right here. Because you want to make room. You want to keep that room. And what is this little purple guy? This is probably just a straightforward hat. Come on, simple as fuck, man. What's happening to it? Gating it. Oh, dude. Hey guys, if you're not fucking with Fab Filter stuff, you're missing out. This is the most translucent, best EQs, best gates, best limiters. Well, I wouldn't say best limiters because it depends on what you're going to use it for. But these are extremely translucent plugins and they're incredible. And no, this isn't a product placement. I just use these on every mix, every production. I think since I discovered them fucking 10 years ago. I don't know, since Fruity 1 or whatever. What are we on now too? But I don't know. Been using these bad boys for a while. They're on like 3 now, I think. Don't worry, I got a notepad open to take notes. Oh, dude, you got your webcam, bro. I could actually, well, not tonight because we're going and I'm figuring it all out. But tomorrow I might be able to put a window in here and you could fucking ask me questions and shit. Like I'll put a window in the other side of the screen over here. I could in the Discord. We could bring up your shit right here, and then bada bing. It's funny how you can't see the mouse in the spiel deal, but it's all right. Let's keep it moving. That's dope as fuck, bro. You got it. The bass. I got my webcam. We'll have a chat after. Oh hell yeah. Oh dude, that bass. Yeah, we're gonna get to that bass. That thing's dope as fuck, dude. Dude, see what's on here though? Just a nice little gate. And what same shit. Look at that. Let me bypass this for you real fast. Oh my God. Okay. Now, I don't know what kind of speakers you guys are available to or what you're used to playing your music on. If you guys have ever been in a big studio or if you've ever played your stuff on a PA. But those frequencies up there and a sound like that, are going to destroy your ears, man, on a big... Because think about it, as this record gets compressed down, as it gets the bus treated, and it's going to go through and touch the master, then you're going to put it in Pro Tools, and then they're going to work on it in there and load in the 2-track, and then it's going to get mixed down, and then it's going to get mastered, and then, like, dude, those frequencies are going to be out of control by the time it gets to the consumer's ears, you know what I mean? So really, look at this, 5K to 1K, that's the only place that sound has any, like, reality, and if I... let it come through, that's just killing my ears. Even if I play it in the mix, let's play it in the mix. It's like, I don't know, I mean, I don't know how sensitive your guys' ears are, because I don't know where you are, but I've been a mix engineer for a long time, so my ears have developed over time. I've trained my ears to listen to certain frequencies, and there's frequencies in that hi-hat when I let all those frequencies in that, like, I can tell they're going to hurt my ear. By the end of the song, like, about a minute into hearing that, it will hurt. You know what I mean? 30 seconds of that hitting my ear, it's going to start really hurting. So I know over time, a lot of people, it may become harsh in the club. It may not read right in the car. You know what I mean? So I'm just creating space because we're making modern fucking music for artists to get on. So nobody knows about those frequencies that you took out. They're not going to be like, yeah, you're the only one. Here's something that I heard when I was younger that had a major impact on me as a mix engineer. So you as a listener or a consumer, you never knew about this. You never knew about those frequencies. When you hear that, so you never had an opportunity to miss them. You know what I mean? Only I did because I put the song together. Only I did because I mixed the record. You know what I mean? Only you will because you're the one picking the sounds and selecting the sound. So when you manipulate a sound into being something what it is, as long as it still it's doing its job, no one's going to miss those frequencies that you take away because the vocals are going to take up those frequencies in the mixdown when you start, if the record gets picked by an artist. And all these little tiny steps, I'm telling you guys, believe it or not, they all add up to the result of getting a record placement, of someone hearing that song and not skipping your beat. Even if, like, it don't got to be the craziest beat in the world, but it will fit a certain formula that an artist they'll be able to, oh shit, I could tell a story to this. I can resonate with this. I can get with this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna cut to this. And then if they start cutting to it, that record that may have been like an alright beat turns into an incredible fucking song, dude. So keep that in mind. It's all about making that space and keeping that relationship between you and the artist. It isn't about just you as a producer. If you're trying to make it about just you as a producer and you want to make festival trap or EDM or something, then hey, man, there's nothing wrong with that. That's your journey. That's incredible music too, you know, but we're trying to make music that impacts a culture that can be Grammy nominated, that can be played on the radio. And in American modern day culture, a lot of dance music doesn't get those same opportunities. So, you know, making space in your music is definitely a first step if you're trying to figure out how to get your music to sound better. Find out places where you can scrap all that excess frequencies and make space for the artist to live. I'm sure right now, if you go through any of your songs, you can find a whole bunch of frequencies that don't need to be there. And then if you take them out and then you listen, you'll be like, damn, this is a whole different record. You know what I mean? What is that? A little glitchy roll. That's just kind of giving an off-time syncopation in the background. Hear it in there? Just panned hard to the left. So check that panning out. Because I got this other hat right down the middle. I got this other hat right down the middle. You know what I mean? Like, come on, make some space. Put things in. You got your ears are not on your forehead for a reason. They're on the side of your head. So you're allowed to pan sounds, you guys. That'd be kind of funny if they were on your forehead, dude. Holy shit. What if I had another ear right here? I better be a fucking billionaire with audio and music. If I had one more ear, you better be the best sonic fucking recognizer. You better hear a note from a mile away, man. Like, and that's how the only way that'd be acceptable. You wear a beanie all the time. What would they call that? It's like what is a cyclops that... Oh, wait, no. You're not a cyclops because you got a 3. A triclops. Where are we going? What's the next sound that's introduced? I'm trying not to skip too fast for you guys. What is this guy right here? Yep, come on. Nice little kick. What, did I find a kick in arcade or something? That's uncommon for me. No? Okay, cool. Nope. I just printed it down. Okay, just dope-ass little kick. So you guys check it out. The kick doesn't run through the whole song on purpose. You know what I mean? Because you're creating space and leaving arrangement. That's kind of adding to the arrangement and the progression. So in the verses, the kick probably drops out. And then when the verse B's, then they probably pick up. And then they're probably definitely there in the hook to keep the record kind of like moving and keeping you grooving and dancing. And too, if the kick came in from the very beginning of the song, it gives no room. Sometimes that 808... it don't need a kick with it. That's the whole point that it feels like that is it doesn't have a kick in through that with that yet. Man, I love this beat. This beat was so simple. Boom, and then that kick drops. And then now it gets a little more aggressive. Dude, I'm telling you, it's so simple to make a record that an artist will pick. It's just you gotta let them tell a story on it. Listen to this shit. Let me pull over this real quick.
Yeah. Up in high-rise housing. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors.
It's not about how dope your beat is by itself.
High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors.
Of course, you want your beat to sonically be appealing and all that and to fit a format. So that's what we're talking about. But it ain't about you being the most incredible producer in the world to make a living as a producer and appeal to artists. Like, that's a big misconception, and you guys are missing the mark if you're constantly worried about like the technicalities of everything. Of course, you want to learn all that stuff, but make sure you're feeling your music and you're emotionally understanding that you're making music for a song in the first place. You're not making music just to make a beat. You know what I mean? Honestly, this sounds crazy, but practice grabbing one sample, grabbing one kick, one snare, and one hi-hat, and practice arranging that until it's interesting. Straight up. Don't make these to pitch them or to do them, but get in the practice literally trying to make something sound good and feel appealing with the fewest amount of sounds for like a month. Like, if you can't dedicate a month to an exercise to get better at your music, then how you trying to do it for a living? You know what I'm saying? Like, literally do a song every day. That's 30 songs, and choose let's give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. Grab 6 elements. So make 30 records with only 6 elements in them. And I promise, like, at the end of those 30 records, some of them will be acceptable records for artists. And you'll be like, holy shit, this only has 6 sounds in it. And then when you put the vocals on it and you let the artist do their thing, that's what I'm trying to teach you, man. That's what it's about. You know what I mean? Like, dude, it's not about packing your shit full to make it dope. Sometimes it's about what's not there. Quincy Jones said sometimes the space in between the notes is more important than the notes played. You know what I mean? That's a note itself. Like, silence is a note. You know what I mean? Like, space is a note. Don't forget to play that note, the space note. So let's keep it moving. I'm not trying to harp. We're almost done with the drums. You guys. Yep. And look, in the hooks, that's all that. That's what you're introducing in the hooks. We're taking this straight hat out. We're introducing this little new one, little live guy. And we're bringing the kick. You see how the kick comes in the pre-hook? The kick is not in the full verse. It's only in the pre-hook, and it's only in the hooks. Only in the pre-hook, only in the hooks. Only in the hook, not in the bridge. Boom. Second verse, no kick. Boom. Second verse. You know what I'm saying? It's just so... The arrangement is like that. It's like that. If you're making trap, you're making R&B, you're making pop music. You know, pop music will be a little more complex, you guys, for sure. But it's the same shit. It's about keeping it simple. You're like, Nick, you just said simple and complex in the same sentence. Yeah, I did. Fucking deal with it. Yeah, come on. And let me say something, too. Thank God this is fading out, but the days of the craziest hi-hats you can ever do in your life, that shit is dunzo. El Dunzerino. Keep your hi-hats simple nowadays. You can get crazy for a second in the song, but don't go crazy. You hear like, and then there's one running with it. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it needs to be. That shit, don't worry about not knowing how to do craziest rolls. That shit is long past, man. We ain't messing with that sound no more. We want shit to where we can understand a record. I mean, there's gonna be dope records inside of everything, you know what I mean? But your hi-hats can be simple, you guys. But one thing about hi-hats, let's talk about that for a second. How do you make a simple hi-hat interesting? The velocity. Control the velocity. Maybe every 4 bars, 8 bars, make it kind of on a slightly downward slope, and maybe it comes back up in the middle and goes back down, and then boom, then comes back and repeats. So it's like, so it's kind of human being related, you know what I mean? So that's definitely a trick to make a basic hi-hat have more complexity to it, or just seem more interesting, you know what I mean? That's a definite trick for sure. Focus on the velocitas. Oh man, Joe, thank you, bro. Yeah, this song's out, by the way, you guys. This is BECKAM. It's on Zoovie. It's on Apple Music. It's on Spotify. BECKAM is incredible, man. Definitely check him out, man. He's dope as fuck. So that's pretty much the drums. So let's go check out the drum bus. Yep. All right. Dude, you're going to get tired of seeing this, and you're going to start doing it because it's dope as fuck. On my drum bus, the first thing I always do, why do I do this? Because I love a Neve console. I'm addicted to, if I ever get the opportunity to work on Neves, I fucking go crazy on them. I love touching a Neve console. I just love how they sound. Maybe it's because I'm a 90s kid. I grew up in the 90s. I was born in the 80s, so like there's a certain drum sound that's associated with the SSL and a Neve that is just like you either like one or the other, but I love an SSL and I love a Neve sound. I just happen to love overdriving things and just baby bit of coloration of the Neve a little bit more. I don't know. I'm not going to say more. I'm just going to say But yeah, this thing is amazing. NLS bus. That's all it is a saturator that literally mimics the circuitry inside of an analog console. Neve, EMI, SSL. Yep, boom. And then what are we doing? Just a little baby bit of drive on there. That's all you need. You don't really need to go above 3 or anything. I'm at 1.2. Come on, that just lets you know. I'll show you why in a little bit. And now, I never used to use use this. Big up to the Ableton glue compressor. Finally, I've been using Ableton for years, and when 10 came out, or I don't even know if it was in 9, but I started using it when 10 came out, and I don't use it on everything, but I use it often now. You know what I mean? I used to use a lot of different whatever company private compressors that you can buy, VST or whatever, but use a lot of Waves, use a lot of Brainworks, use a lot of UAD stuff, but this is just this is fine. This little glue compressor actually is pretty dope. And you're doing mild compression on your drum bus. You're not compressing, so don't get afraid when I say that. There's reasons. You break a lot of the stuff that I do, you guys. I never went to audio school. I fucking learned in the actual music business on just if it sounds good, it sounds good. No one gives a shit. You know what I mean? As a mix engineer, I had the opportunity to mix a lot of big records and just be exposed to all these things that I thought you weren't supposed to do, and it turns out there's a big veil in front of everybody, and you know, you may think that things are way more complex than they are, but it's actually really simple. You know what I mean? Like to get something to be right, it is. So it's just training your ear to recognize that. I promise all of you, everybody who makes music, this is a phrase. Even a broken clock reads right once or twice a day. You know what I mean? So you just got to know when you're hitting right. If you don't know, you don't know. Oh, man. Come on, man. What's going on, bro? I don't even know what I'm talking about. I just get in the zone. I'm zoning. Let me take this off. I'm hot. When I start talking, I could talk about music in the technicalities and the mixing and all these things in the settings and the ratio and the aspect and fucking sidechain and motherfucking mid-side and blah, 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 ghost harmonics and psychoacoustic and blah. Like, dude, fucking goddamn it. You learn all that shit to forget it and just realize that this is an emotional context thing. It's music. You're feeling it. If you're not feeling it, then who gives a shit that you went to Berkeley and you done all this fucking shit and you know, I'm with the dude, it's okay. Well, great. Your music has to feel. That's why a lot of these producers get frustrated, because there'll be some industry producers getting mad because there's some kids that are like 19 years old, been doing this shit for 8 months, and they just can recognize a feeling fast. They just got quick at recognizing an emotional context and a feeling, and that they stop when they make that feeling and they don't go any further. You know what I mean? A lot of people hate on these kids on FL and all this shit, and they're banging out beats and shit. I'm like, hell fucking yeah, bro. That inspires the shit out of me, dude. When I see a dude who's 19 and he's grinding, he got 20 record placements in a couple years, and he's fucking in high school still, I'm like, dude, that inspires me. I want to know what these kids are doing, dude. I want to check. I want to know what's up. You know what I mean? That's why I'm on here. I'm 34 years old. My son's 15 years old. He got his first record placement at 15 years old. And you know what he said when he got it? Oh, cool. Whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? I worked my whole life to be in the position that I'm in. And I'm like, dude, these kids are dope as fuck, bro. I don't even know. I'm not even going to ramble about it too much, but these motherfucking kids are killing the game right now. That's why I'm on Twitch, so I can keep up and help them understand certain things too, because I have a lot of knowledge that I can give to them as well as I can learn from them too. You know what I mean? So let's keep it moving. So where we at? We're at the drum bus? Yeah, the glue compressor, bro. Shit, your drum bus is fucking tits on a bullfrog, bro. You got to have a nice little drum bus going on. If you don't have fucking tits on a bullfrog, dude, then them tits just dragging on the ground, bro. Let me see. Group that up. There we go. And then let's bypass it real quick. There you go. And then that's no drum bus. And then drum bus. Hi-ya! All right, cool. And big up to Decap. I've been using Ableton forever, and I watched one of his little videos, man, one of his tutorials, and he this slamming in there, hit the fucking overdrive. I've been saturating with all these other plugins forever, and then I was like, you know, let me just try to keep it simple and use the stock one, the little saturator. I saw him doing it on one of his little things, and I was like, fuck it, dude, I like how that sounds, so I've been using that. And then here's one of my little secret sauces always. 1 dB down on the ceiling and 4 dB down on the threshold, just to give that some weight, and you'll notice it's not even chopping them drums down. I'm just pulling the gain up. I'm pulling the energy up. I'm pulling the emotion up. There's a million ways to use a limiter. When we get into the mix tutorials on Pro Tools and stuff like that, we'll get more in depth about the different techniques of a limiter and how to use them. But this is the most basic one. I'm just pulling the gain up with it. And that's the drum bus, man. Let's go check out the sounds. Let's check out these sounds. What's open? Looks like I used some arcade on this record. Arcade's dope. I used it. I got into it for like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days, I think. I used it like this. I used it probably on like a good 20 or 30 records, and I just kind of got over it, and I stopped using it as much. But I jumped in to this one. I like it. I just like it's cool. I like to use the sound and flip it and fuck with it and do it. It's just like I expected more selection out of it or something. You know what I mean? It felt limited to me, but it's cool. If you run through it, you run through that bitch real hard and wet, and it fucking and you kind of use it up. You know. That's what we do as producers, isn't it? We like find something we really love, or it first comes out, and we like fucking fuck it up. We use it forever on everything, and then boom, we're done with it. All right, let's see what the first sound is. And you'll notice the sounds in this song are so simple. There's almost like no sounds. It's funny. It's just real sparse because Beckham's doing his job. He's just fucking riding this beat like a motherfucker. Pause. But he's going crazy, bro. That motherfucker's killing this beat. He's on that beat like, whoo, shit, dude. Certain flavors. Oh, that's just like a nice little reversed sound. It probably was like a cool little sample. Obviously, I reversed it, brought it in, filtered it to come back up. Let's see what we're doing. The first thing I always treat stuff with, here is a great example. I've been waiting to show you guys this. Like, this is a good example. So the first thing that I did to this sound is I threw it through CLA Sounds. I'm not a bit, or fuck, I threw it through CLA Unplugged. I'm not a big CLA guy except for this type of application. I don't ever use it on vocals. I would never use it on vocals in a million years. If I ever did, I would hope someone would chop my ears off. But yeah, it's a consumer-based plugin, so you know, let's get it on the vocals. Nah, bro, no. Whatever. Okay, so anyway, but dude, CLA Unplugged, on the other hand, on atmospheric sounds and on your pads and on your leads and all that shit, this is how you're gonna win. This is how you're gonna make space and make your records knock, dude, and be able to fit shit in there and not take up all the room that the artist needs to really be clear and have his vocals jump out on the record. You know what I mean? So the first thing we did is we went to large. Normally I'm up there on Canyon, but then we went to large hall. We pulled the bass down, and then that's it. Next thing we did was EQ the low out, I bet. Yep. EQ the low, a little duck, just to clean it up. Anytime you introduce a time-space plugin, which time-space atmosphere would be a reverb, it would be a delay. I guess you could kind of call a chorus time-space, a little bit of phaser, da-da-da. We're not going to go all down that fucking road, but anytime you introduce texture plugins like reverbs, delays, choruses, even if you EQ'd it before that reverb plugin, throw another reverb on after that reverb and clean up that motherfucking low end again, because chances are that introduction to that space and you're creating like fragments that are displacing off of the sound and finding their way to get in the way of other shit. And it may not seem like a big deal to you to have just a few little fragments down here, but as you collect the song and it starts becoming more of a song and put together and going through buses and all that, you're going to notice that if you would have took those frequencies out, you would have a lot clearer mix in your beat for sure. So that's why I have an EQ just doing that right after that, even though you saw me pull the low out here. And then what are we doing? My favorite plugin in the world. Why? Because I'm always thinking about the motherfucking artist and the vocal and the space that they need to make a song, bro. Big up Sangria too. I'm always thinking about them making that song. You need space, man. Please, Lord, remember that you're making a song for an artist and don't take up all the frequency range. Thank you. Okay, so down 6 on the mono, because that's where the main vocal's gonna sit. I don't care about all your backgrounds, your ad-libs, all that shit, all the craziest fucking textures and Travis Scott shit, you know what I mean? You want that main vocal to have space. So the center of the record, the mono frequency, the kick, the 808, the vocal, the motherfucking snare a little bit, you know what I mean? Like certain elements are going to be down the pipe. That's why I pull out the center on a lot of my sounds with center. And you can even check out my settings real quick. I shaved right before this and I got like nose hairs tickling me. You pull out that low end down there, And then this is center, -6, so, you know, you don't have to go all the way down, but you can get there. You do it to your taste. Do it to when you know that it's a record. Oh my God, we had birds in the other record yesterday. We have birds in this record. That's not on purpose. I did that Cameron Rowe record Bias like a year and a half ago. I did this like a month and a half ago. So I don't know. I think I've only ever used birds twice, and it was in those 2 records. How the fuck did I have birds in both records? Oh, these are seagulls. These aren't just any birds. Oh, come on. Why? Because we put a boat horn sample in this bitch. A yacht. Yo, how we get that boat horn to sound so good and not in the way of the snare or the hi-hats or the other... Because you hear the music in there. That. I'll show you how. And I just turned the bow horn up too. I think I did. Is that same way that we've been showing you every single time, bro. Oh, Don. Sorry, I couldn't see. What up, Don? Are you up in here, bro? Let me see. Let me check the chat. Let me open my phone real quick. Man, Don, big ups, bro. I've been checking your Pro Tools stuff out every day, bro. And after I get done with my shit or I'm just hanging out, I don't even watch TV anymore, bro. I just throw Twitch on and fuck around. It's like you're constantly searching for inspiration, and that shit is definitely on Twitch, man. Trying to make sure I can follow my chat. You get in the zone, you know what I mean? Like, everybody understands that. You definitely get in the zone sometime and you'll just be going, yeah, my dude, what up, bro? My G. Let me play you guys the actual song real quick in case you guys didn't catch it from the beginning. I'm just going to play you a little clip and then we'll keep moving. Well, let's go over this sound. And after the sound, before we do the bass, we'll play the song real quick and then we'll go into the actual low end of the record. Because sometimes, dude, real shit, I just do my 2-track mixes in Ableton nowadays, you know what I mean? And when it goes on the album, obviously I'll come back in and touch it up and beef it up one last time. Like, this one already got put out. It just, it knocked, you know what I mean? When I play you the master in a second, you'll be like, oh shit, there it goes. Things move so fast nowadays, but obviously if I get a band or anything like that, I'm going to be in Pro Tools and I'm going to be watching your stream. I'm going to get into my Pro Tools stuff too in another week or two. I'm just going to keep breaking these records down. Birds again. Why do we put birds? Why are birds in a boat in this motherfucking song? Because I've known Beckham for 2.5 years and he lives a luxury, lazy lifestyle, and that's his vibe. He really lives that shit, like yachts and all that shit. So I knew he would like instantly get it. When I was in the booth making this record and they were going crazy, I brought this right out and I threw it on the fucking studio and he was like, oh shit. He like, load it up. We were in there. Boom, that fast. I told you the beat was made and the song was recorded and exported all in under 1 hour. It was fucking crazy. It was just one of those nights. We did 9 records in one night. We had 3 different producers here. We were going crazy, man. We did a whole album in one night, man. And then I mixed it the day after. You know what I mean? And it took like 2 days and boom, 3 days, whole album done, out. So why did we put a boat there? Because we're creating a atmosphere for him. We're painting him a picture in the thing. That's all you need to do is create an emotion for the record in your production for the artist to latch a hold to, man. You're not focused on just being a producer to make a beat, man. If that's what you're doing, then you're missing the mark on making a living or doing whatever you're trying to do in the industry. You want to appeal to the story in each artist, and regardless of their background, that's not up to you to do. You're supposed to just place them in an environment and they're supposed to tell the story. So that's why you can use a fucking seagull in a yacht in an intro, and an artist who lives that kind of shit, and he's on yachts. And I knew he took a trip a while back and he was on a yacht. So when he heard that, he probably went back to those pictures in his brain and he was like, oh shit, done, load it up, I want this beat. Done. You know what I mean? Like, it's that simple. Is you're creating emotion. You're playing with emotion. There isn't 50 leads in this song and all this different stuff going on. So he has room to hear himself. Every single time we talk on this channel, we're going to talk about creating space for the artist to hear themselves, man. That's the main goal if you're making music for recording artists. You know what I mean? Let's keep keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. There's boats. There's birds. What do we got right here? Cool. This is our first like real element. Oh, I just fucked this thing up too. This was a arcade loop cut up. Something's going on with it for sure. And then what? Why? Look at that shit. Look what I did to that shit. There's so much space taken out of that right off the bat. So he could hear himself. And then again, why? Because I'm fucking weird, dude. And then what? And then center again. So it's this whole sound right here is you're accepting it in stereo. You're not really getting no mono signal from this sound. So when it comes through and you hear it in the record and the artist is rapping through it, it's wrapping around his vocals. It's like hugging him. It's not conflicting, and it's not competing for that middle space on the lead of the vocal. You know what I mean? Yeah, come on. It's subtle too, because it's like, shit, you want room, bro. Leave that room. Leave that room. Leave that space. Let that space rock. And then here's our bounce. There's our hook. That probably came in on the pre. Let's take a look real quick, you guys. Come on. Look, this is the pre. It only comes in, this little guitar loops, it only comes in at the end of the pre and at the end of the hook to create a variation and to keep the record moving and tie certain sections together. So it's not just like a block arrangement. That's something too that you guys need to focus on in your records, is creating different atmospheres that are all connected to the same world. But it isn't like a door slamming shut in your face when you walk into the next room or the next chamber of the record. You know what I mean? You have to learn how to tie those sections together so like the artist can keep their bounce. If you disturb the bounce or the flow, then it like stops the record. Imagine performing the record and you're an artist, and then all of a sudden it's like, and you're like, you have to completely switch your flow. You have to get ready for that. You know what I mean? So you want to have the cohesiveness in all the sections of your record, but make sure that they're tied together and they have variation. You know what I mean? Woo! Simple. Nothing else in that bitch. Just bounce it. What are we doing to this thing too? Oh, cool. We can actually show what we did to this thing because it's already still open. Little motherfucking drip plug in. What's it on here? A little lo-fi. Is there, yeah. So simple, man. Again, look at that. We're doing the same. Look, you get the theme by now, right? In the sounds and in what we're doing to all the space in the record. We're literally trimming space. Most of the vocal in modern music is gonna live from like 900 to 3K. Like that's where, depending on the tonality, the range of the male, female, whatever, that's where your main is gonna live. So if you got all this sound and these guitars and these leads and this fucking flute and all this shit sitting at like 1K, 1.5, 900, 2K, like you're going to notice you're going to have a battle. You're going to have a lot harder time getting your vocal to feel expensive and crystal clear through that mix. You know what I mean? So if you have the excuse me, if you have the opportunity to make sure you're focusing on those things from the jump, you're going to have a lot better time at the end when you hear your record. You know what I mean? You're going to be like, damn, shit. Because it's not about what each individual sounds like by itself. You won't ever really see me mixing in solo a lot, and you won't see me kind of like worrying about how one sound sounds. Because of course you want don't get me wrong, dude, you want your shit to fucking feel right. You want it to bang. You want it to feel expensive. You want it to sound good. But to me, it's about how the whole painting looks like together when you step back and you look at it. I absorb it as one. I don't really kind of like, oh, well, the record sounds great, but that kick sounds incredible. You know what I mean? Like I try to paint that picture so everything has equal value when you absorb it, and you're not kind of like nothing's poking out at you as better or worse. You know what I mean? And then what are we doing to it? EQing it? Yep. Creating the space, like we said. Let's even do this for you so you can see. I have a tendency to just kind of know where it is by now in my life. You know what I mean? So yeah. Just so you can get a better visual representation of those frequencies and what we're taking out of that sound. Like this is all where the vocal would really be like, when you hear him, let me play you the song real quick. When you actually hear him, I want you to listen to the sounds in the sound like we've been going through. And I want you to listen to, like, maybe when you listen to the beat, you're like, man, you could add some of that back. Maybe you can do this. You could turn that up. But then when you hear the actual final record, it makes sense because it like was produced to be a song. You know what I mean? Not just a beat.
Too futuristic, I can't even back to Vegas. I'm smoking baccarat, I'm at the baccarat table. Maybe SUV, you know that thing came with cable. In our pocket on the grass, it came with picnic tables. In my car too futuristic, I can't even valet. Plus they make them overseas, so it's hard to sound. I promise it's hard to pronounce.
Bro, I appreciate you, bro. Hey, bro, you shit's entertaining as fuck, bro. You be dropping gems.
And I keep some exotic around me. Can't lie, I'm kinda drowsy.
You had me on the computer last night trying to figure out how to MIDI map shit to that fucking AB
certain
plugin,
flavors,
bro.
I keep certain flavors.
Fucking music control service.
Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Multi-million dollars on a piece of paper. Sign my name is mine, but what's the stipulation? Yeah, the condominium, but yep, the mansion's maker. I'm so luxury, lace my new rock, got an elevator. I got people in Paris, France that owe me some favors. Don't make me make that call, I just might violate you. The pack that I just got, it tastes like 9 ladies. Yeah, smoking certain flavors, women in assorted flavors. This Neapolitan, politicking at the Cosmopolitan. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker.
For 1 second.
Yeah, the mansion
Sorry
maker.
about that.
Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker.
You know what time it is when you see Snoop Dogg on the screen. Come on, don't play with me.
I keep certain
You know what
flavors,
time it
I
is
keep
when
certain
Snoop
flavors. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain
That's so I can
favors.
do my grown business.
High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors.
Go.
Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker.
Now, one thing you guys, like I showed you yesterday, is the production's never over when you're out of the production session. A lot of those flips and those chops and those variations that you hear in the beat, I did all that shit in Pro Tools, and I cannot wait to show you how I sauce beats. Matter of fact, that was one of the things that cut my teeth out here in LA that built my name, is I was able to engineer record. I could do like 15 records in 8 hours for people, mixed for radio in one sitting, and cut and arranged and variations and just crazy shit. I just learned how to deliver a sonic palette so fast and do all this crazy shit in Pro Tools because I never was like properly trained. I was just kind of thrown in the mix and just figure it out. And for a while, I was working for about 3 or 4 years, man. I was with everybody, you know what I mean? And I would do 2 8-hour sessions a day and then go back to my studio and try to mix shit and get that shit done. And that's already fucking 16, 20 hours of your day for 6 days, 7 days a week, every single day for years here in LA, man. So, and I'm telling you guys, every single artist had a different request and a different technique they wanted you to do. And hey, bro, can you try this and do that? And I never said no. I'm that guy in every single session I've ever done in my life. I have never said no to an artist. I will let them explore their journey, even if I already know it's going to be a dead end. And I will suggest to them, hey, we can try to go this way with it or this, but they're an artist. At the end of the day, they want to explore. And if they want to see that dead end, and you let them see that dead end because it increases value in their education. So then now they know not to go that way anymore. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just about picking things up as you go, man. And every artist that you work with, bro, you know, like, is going to have a different thing. And unfortunately, we're in COVID right now, so I don't know, like, I own recording studios here in Los Angeles too, and I know my business was not infected up until 2 months ago. It finally slowed down because all my clients travel around the world and around the country, and they're not traveling right now because COVID's going crazy. You know what I mean? So there's a big community here in LA still that's working constantly for sure, but better believe that actual having a group of 9, 10, 15 people in here every single night, it's not the same thing right now. You know what I mean? So technology is amazing. This shit allows us to really explore and share our knowledge and keep doing exactly what I'm telling you about right now. But through things like Twitch, I can jump on Twitch and see like a whole bunch of different people working and do the same thing that I did, but in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, because when you work professionally, you're with a different person every single fucking day, man. Like that artist may bring fucking 5 producers and 5 other engineers, and you're collaborating on this thing and learning how they work and doing that. So it increases so much value. You know what I mean? And a lot of us were opposed to getting online for so long, and myself for sure. I just starting to put myself out there online. So like, but now if you're not putting yourself out there online, you're going to fade, you're going to die, because this is the future. That's the only way you're going to be able to be exposed to as much content and as much technique and just the understanding and know-how, you know what I mean, is being on here, checking it out, you know? So let's jump back into what we were doing. I think we only really got to go through, that was all the sounds, you guys. Holy shit, bro. We got birds, we got boats, we got fucking horns, we got motherfucking 1 guitar loop and 1 atmosphere loop, and then we got this guy right here.
100 million did that.
Oh yeah. I'm just fucking with you. Dude, that's it, bro. That's the whole record with sound wise, you know what I mean? But there was definitely some flips and variations that were done in Pro Tools, but that's the beat. So let me get down to the bass real quick. Yeah, buddy. This is what you guys want to know about. I'm sure everybody always wants to know about the 808s and bass lines and the low end. How you do your low end, what you do, what's that pattern, what's going on, and it's honestly simple. It is simple. It's spacious. Spacious. Let me do this real quick. Yes, sir. Be right back after these messages. Damn. As the old Chong would say, from Cheech and Chong, kind of gets you by the boo-boo, don't it? All right, let me switch back so I can fuck with you guys. All right, sorry about this. Sorry that you got to see my OBS. It's just for today. Fucking sorry. Fucking sorry. All right, we're back. We're back. We're back. I'm alive. You already know what's going on. Come on. My G. All right, cool. Let's take a look-see. Let's take a gander. What's this 808 doing? Boom. This is a nice little hit off the off. Look, it's not on time. It's on the off time. A lot of you guys, man, everything don't got to be on the 1 and 3. You know what I mean? Like, look out. I'm going to tell you something that I love to do in a second. Woo! That's that record. All right, what are we doing to that bass, man? My computer's at 5%. Sorry, guys. It's plugged in, too. It's just Toast Montgomery right now. Hopefully the audio's still good. Are we still hanging in there with the audio? Everything's still good? I'm back. I know. I'm back on cam. You guys still hear everything good? Let me get a little what's up on the... Okay, all good. Thanks. Yes, sir. So what's going on with this 808? What do we got going on? Simple. Let me open it up for you. Simple as fuck. All right, so one thing I'm going to tell you guys, I'm a musician, so I play the piano, so I understand key and make sure your 808s are in the right key. You know what I mean? As you can see, this song is in E minor, so the progression of E minor, all the notes that are played in the 808 are the right notes. One thing you can do if you're not sure and you can't really tell if it sounds right is you can get your normal pattern that you got dialed in that's acceptable, that you're going to rock with, and you can actually select it all like that and hold shift and then just hit arrow up and kick it up an octave. And then you can make sure if your ears aren't as trained, you know what I mean, you can kind of hear the note better up there, so you'll be able to be like, oh shit, yeah, that hits. Boom, you know what I'm saying? But that's the 808, you know what I mean? If you check it out, as it picks up. Let me move this. I hate when I get stuck in that view. That's the record, you guys. It's not crazy. What am I doing to the 808? I bet you want to know. Okay, well, I bet you want to know. What are we doing in this first one? Okay, actually, let me put this in an order that I can explain it a lot better. Where my brain is so crazy, but it holds everything there. It knows. So when this comes in, as you can see, this is a turnaround. So sometimes I'll play a loop, right? I'll play an actual bass line myself, or I'll play whatever. I'll slap a couple notes in. I'll do whatever I'm doing, and then I'll get something that I really like, and then I'll go and I'll grab a loop. And I'll slap the loop in at the beginning of the phrase. Right? And then I'll cut the whole loop out and just use the last of the phrase. So it creates a tiny little turnaround. Maybe it's like a little pitch roll or whatever, but you know what I mean? It just adds a cool variation and a little bounce to my actual 808 that I already played. So it's like, use stuff. It's all there to use, man. At this point, dude, most of us are musicians. A lot of us are not. You know what I mean? Like, there's people out there who don't know a scale. You know what I mean? So, like, you're allowed to do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Don't think just because you played everything by piano and on a fucking Steinway and you found I've held this microphone out the window, I played the notes on the middle do. You know what I mean? Like, who fucking cares, bro? Nobody fucking cares anymore. Unless you're on stage and you're playing on stage, that's when people respond. And unfortunately, we're not on stage anymore. So no one cares that you're playing it or not playing it anymore. So just figure it out. But I'm saying, like, I play a lot of shit, but that doesn't mean that it's any better than something that I make out of grabbing a couple samples and chopping them up and moving them around. Whatever works, works. I'm telling you, I could play something that doesn't work just as quick as grabbing a sample that doesn't work. I could play something that works just as well as I could grab a sample that works. You know what I mean? So it's about training your ear to understand, to know how to use your whole tool bag and what it is that you want to accomplish and why. You know what I mean? So for me, when I make music and I produce anything, I always come from a space of, does this work for an artist? Is there space for the vocal on here? Can they tell a story? Is this going to be for a male? Is this going to be for a female? Is this, you know what I mean? I'm not I'm blessed in my life where I don't have to chase placements at this part in my life. But when I make music, I try to be intentional with it. You know what I mean? I try to really understand, like, hey, man, like, this is what I could feel on this. This is what I see. This is what I'm like. This is what's in my heart right now. This is what so when I give music to an artist, or when they come and they're with me and I'm playing the beats, I kind of already like know that I'm going to play them stuff that they potentially could hear themselves on. You know what I mean? Not that I know where that artist is at that particular time in their journey as an artist, but I try to think ahead of wherever they were last time that I worked with them, or the last thing that I listened to that they just put out. You know what I mean? I always try to be delivering something different or experimenting. So I find myself always in left field and always in there, but the only difference is once I find something way out there in left field, I'll bring it back and I'll put it in the application that works. I won't bring everything out there to left field and try to assemble a whole song around some crazy off-the-wall idea. I'll maybe grab an element of that crazy, weird, off-the-wall idea and bring it into a format or an arrangement or a key that I know is acceptable for a modern artist. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of reasons why people pick beats. There's a lot of reasons why they don't pick beats. Let's be real. You can't foresee everything. If we had a crystal ball that said, if you make this kind of beat today, this is going to go. You know what I mean? Like, fuck, it doesn't work like that. We all wish it did, but you know what I'm saying? You got to train yourself to do what you love to do and still stay true to yourself as a producer and an artist and a creator, but then cater to your market and understand what your market is going to respond to also. You know what I mean? So space and time is one thing that people respond to very well, is leaving space in your music. I know it's so subjective when I say that, because you could hear someone do a simple ass beat and it has like no movement and nothing's happening to it, and it's just like nothing's going on. Yeah, bro, Don, thanks for fucking tuning in, bro. How do I How do I do this? Oh, bro, let's work, please. Hey, my G, I got a whole a label with a roster of incredible artists too, and I see you've been mixing and going crazy, man. Like, I would love to get some of that craziness taken off of me sometimes, and be able to work with some more people and be able to get your ears on a lot of the stuff that we do, bro. I would be so blessed. So thank you for tuning in, bro. I really appreciate you. And real quick, like always, if you guys are learning any fucking thing from this at all, please follow this channel. I really would appreciate it. It helps me just keep it moving. And I'm brand new to the internet. You know, you guys would bust my internet cherry. Pause. Hard pause. See, tomorrow I'm going to have my sound effects. This is when I would boo myself. Boo, 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 bam, 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 air horn. And then right after I would play the Callan effect with it at the same time. With a boo, with a boo, with a boo, boo. Yeah, that was almost a little song right there. Make that a garage beat. All right. Moving on. So that's what I was talking about that I like to do with the 808s. I like to really play a dope ass fucking a dope ass motherfucking cool little thing. Simple as fuck, just to where you're happy, and then grab a little sample, maybe chop a little fucking turnaround with that 808 in there at that one, and just kind of combine them together. So it's actually your bass line rocking, but you just got these cool little turnarounds going and shit. But damn, man, that's this beat. That will conclude BECKAM Certain Flavors beat. You look how I named it Boatyard. That's funny, huh? 155. That's a good tempo for a rapper. Stay up there. 155, 165. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys. The boom bap beats are dope as fuck, but if you're down there in 90 beats per minute and shit, you better be pitching records to an R&B cat, you know? Like, we're going to do a lot of R&B because I produce a lot of R&B too, but I hope you guys like this. I'm going to play you the song. Let me talk to you for a second too, by the way. Here we go. The worst part of this show is when, so far there's been one technical difficulty on each episode because I'm figuring out this is episode 5, but it's getting better and better each episode. So pretty soon I'm going to catch my stride and we'll get some episodes where everything's perfect every time. You know what I mean? So we're almost there. We're almost there. Yeah. What up, you guys? Hopefully that fucking, you learned something. I try not to be a blabbermouth. I try not to be a blah blah know-it-all. I'm just trying to share my experience. I understand. I'm trying to get used to how the format is of streaming, and it's not like talking, hey, well, this is an educational program. You know what I mean? Because I really dig streaming. I really fuck with this shit. I'm liking it. Joe, what are you doing? What's going on? Oh, dude, Don's cool, bro, too. He's got some great Pro Tools stuff going on. He's just a cool dude, man. He's got a great personality. Like when he's on the camera, you're like, damn, this guy's a character. I like this guy. I like this fellow. I'm over here. I'm just taking notes for the meeting. Oh, yeah. Perfect, bro. Do you guys like Lo-Fi Robot? I painted that. Got some art. I guess I'll switch out my paintings every couple episodes, too. I got so many paintings. I wish I could have put the TV in front of it. I got an old TV set that I plug in. It plays static, and then it's like just painted and it has a cool rose on the front of it. There's some cool pictures of it on my Instagram, I think, or something. But man, this has been a cool episode. I'm gonna play the song one more time. I just wanted to hang out. What do you think of the new layout? I'm trying to do production, up the production value each time just a little bit. Baby girl, stuck it out. What's up, honey? Oh, that's so true. You know, all the big executives that I ever had the opportunity to be in a room with while I was working and stuff, and they would always ask me, did you go to school? And I'd be like, no, I kind of figured all this shit out. They'd be like, dude, all the best ones are. One time I was in a room with a really big writer, really big writer, and then a really big executive. And I'm going on and on and on, and the writer's going crazy and doing all this shit, and then the executive's like, hold on, let this guy do his thing. And I was like, oh my God, it was the first time like in my career I had someone really big stick up for me, because I always can hear a record in my head. I can hear a whole song. I can hear a mix. I can hear the progression. I know exactly what I'm going to do in the vocals. I know it, like, so why I'm trying to explain all that, it's like hard sometimes when you're working with a brand new writer, because sometimes in the R&B community, writers can, some of them can be very, very stuck in their ways. You know what I mean? Not open to they'll be all vocal and all over their Instagrams and all over their stuff, expressing how open they are. But then when you actually get the opportunity to work with them in the studio, you'll find that not all of them, this is not a blanket statement, but every once in a while you'll run into them, some that are like that are very stuck and they're very about themselves. You know, you don't know if they want to be an artist or a writer. You're like, what's the fuck's going on with this guy? You know, but fortunately I had a big executive in the room when I was working on this record, and the executive just shut that writer down, man. It was like, let this motherfucker do his thing, man. This dude's going. Because I had worked with him for like a week straight already. You know what I mean? Like, he just... I used to be like an alien in studios. I was not just an engineer. You know, I was a fucking alien. I still am an alien. That's what Amy calls me all the time. But I was able to accomplish a week of work in 8 hours. You know what I mean? So it's just... When you can do that, trust me, you're going to be everybody's favorite in town. They're going to be hiding you in rooms while other people come into the other room because there's people flying in trying to find you, and you're just... That was me, you know? I was never on the internet about this shit. I'd be fucking rocking with Young Money, and there'd be a camp that flew in that I've never even worked with that someone told them about, and they got a different guy at the studio I ran, and then they're telling me, get in there, bro. There's these Young Money, yeah, my Young Money's here, and they fucking gotta go and things. People looking for you. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck? I'm just trying to do records and do the best I can every day. They used to laugh at me when I first started in the business because I would come in and they'd be like, hey man, you're dope. What's up? And I was like, yeah, I really care though. I really, really care about my job. I really care about doing a good job. I really want to serve this song in a way that it's not me. It's the song. I really care about the song, man. So that's my point in all of this, is that if you guys are going to serve the song, man, you're going to find yourself in a really good position all the time, because it's not going to be about you. It's not going to be about that artist. It's not going to be about your taste. You know what I mean? It's going to, all those things matter for sure. None of it's out the window, but you're going to have a lot of people in your corner because you're going to find yourself always fighting for the greater good of the song. And sometimes that means a lot of people are not going to understand that that's for the greater good of themselves also. That fully comes full circle. You'll win everybody over. You know what I mean? It's not about being difficult. It's not about being anything like that. It's just about keeping it moving always and being there for the reason that you're there to serve the song, you know? So yeah, this was Beckham. I'm going to play it one more time. The last point I'm going to go over, man, is you guys, I hope this beat really showed you on how simple you can keep it and how effective that can be with an artist. And you can get a motherfucking banger out of a simple beat. Like, just like a beat doesn't have to be dark and negative and full of fucking heavy ass energy to be a hard beat. It can be positive. It can be uplifting and be a slapper. You know what I mean? Like, your beat can be simple. It can be minimal. And it can be hard as hell. You know, like, so, because it's about the song, like we said. So, what's today? Today was Wednesday. Tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to do this Monday through Friday. I'm going to break down records. I'm going to do a whole bunch of stuff. So, and then on the weekends, I'm going to take a break and just try to work on the production of doing this better and better each week. So this has been a cool first week. What up? There's a lot going on. Love the new set. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I really, I'm in my own world. This is the whole, you know, I moved it into the main studio. I was sitting in the B room every day. There's a production suite behind that painting. It's like a door, and then it goes through there, and then there's like a whole nother studio in there. But it's just, you know, I was like, why not bring it into the big room tonight and show people, you know, and just have a good time. I'm always hiding everything. I don't want to hide everything. That's why we're on streaming. So we're trying not to hide everything. We're sharing our music, our techniques, our stories. We're having drinks together. We're doing our thing. No, it's funny. Like a real person, I look in the microphone when I do it. I entertain the microphone. I'm like, how are you doing? Look at the microphone. Make sure it understands your emotion. All right, y'all. Honestly, I feel like this has been one of the best episodes so far. I had a great time with you. The only downside, I flip to this frickin' OBS every once in a while. But other than that, this has been dope. I'm so grateful for this opportunity that I'm alive and God lets me wake up every day and I'm able to get on Twitch and share my work with you, and you guys can share your work with me, and I can just really explore this community. It's really, really, really something special. I don't take it for granted. I don't take any day for granted. I don't take my life for granted. Every artist, every song, every gift I've been able to have from the Lord in music and in this business, I don't take any of it for granted. And if I can share all of it with you guys and you can learn even just a little bit of something that could help you understand how to make your beats more appealing to an artist, and not just how to make beats, you know what I mean? Like, but why things work. We're going to talk about why constantly on this channel. The main niche we're going to focus in on is why. Why do artists skip over some records and choose other records? You know what I mean? It's not just all about it was dope, it wasn't dope. So we're going to play the record one more time on the way out. And I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you so much for everybody who tuned in. Anybody new who tuned in, who didn't follow, I'm going to keep doing it. Maybe a couple more times, you know, you'll join in, you'll jump in, you know what I mean? Hopefully we can keep it moving and grooving. I really appreciate everybody. And thank you so much for just fucking being alive with me, man. Shit. Sometimes it's all you got to do is just be alive. Let the good Lord do the rest. All right, guys. I'm going to switch over and play this record for you. There it is. Sorry. Computer's getting hot. Matter of fact, we're going to even shut down Ableton. Yeah, Don said he was wondering why people watch his stream, because it's fucking entertaining, bro. Not him personally, but like why people sit and watch other people do this stuff. And it's like, it's honestly entertaining as shit, dude. It's like the future. It's television. I don't even watch Netflix anymore. I watch other people make music and talk about music theory and fucking, it's just, I try to fill my brain with things that educate me and benefit me in the long run. So, all right, you guys, I'm going to switch over. We're out. Turn this up.
Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. 40 minutes in the air, private flight to Vegas. I'm smoking Baccarat, I'm at the Baccarat table. Maybach SUV, you know that thing came with cable. In our pocket on the grass, it came with picnic tables. In my car too futuristic, I can't even valet. Plus they make them overseas, so it's hard to sound. I promise it's hard to pronounce. Certain flavors keep multiple ounces. Trap house got multiple houses. 2 zips to the exotic 1,000. And I keep some exotic around me. Can't lie, I'm kinda drowsy. Wake up in high-rise housing. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Multi-million dollars on a piece of paper. Sign my name is mine, but what's the stipulation? Yeah, the condominium, but yep, the mansion's maker. I'm so luxurious, my new rock got an elevator. I got people in Paris, France that owe me some favors. Don't make me make that call, I just might violate you. The pack that I just got, it tastes like 9 later. Yeah, smoking certain flavors, women in assorted flavors. This Neapolitan, politicking at the cosmopolitan. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Yeah, the mansion maker. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. The women just came in and they sort of flavors. I keep certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker. Certain flavors, I keep certain flavors. Certain people owe me certain favors. High-rise housing, I don't like no neighbors. Penthouse condominium, the mansion maker.